F1 manager time for the Chinese Grand Prix in F1 Manager 24. Rear wing manufacturing complete. Design complete on the side pod. Suspension. Simulator construction complete. And ignore the dodgy audio because this video is sped up by 34 times what it was. Yeah, the car's gone all carbon. And we're going to guarantee 21st or higher with both cars just so we come home with a little bit of money at the end of the sprint race Grand Prix in China.
We're just getting settled here in Shanghai ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. A visit to Shanghai International Circuit can only mean it's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. This state-of-the-art track combines high G-force corners with one of the longest straights on the calendar. And with space for up to 200,000 spectators, not a minute of action will be missed. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
And you'd have never guessed it, P21 and P22 in practice as we head into qualifying for the first race of the season with petty driver's confidence.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us and we're raring to get going.
I had no grip.
In the first qualifying highlight, Logan Sargent going for a spin as we attempt to do a one and done because I'd rather just save all the softs for main qualifying. Plus we're actually on a set of mediums right now because it's SQ1. So I don't want to use too many mediums. But yeah, driver's confidence is so low they may as well have not even turned up for FP1. Anyway, coming down towards the end of the first sector, Alpine in the way, hopefully we'll get out of the way. First sector, it is green. It's coming around up towards turn 5, 6, 7, I think this is. That was not ideal from the Alpine then. Yeah, try and go wide, tight through that left-hander to open up through this right-hander. Then the double left-hander that Alonso and Carlos Sainz will know all too well. Coming down towards the end of the second sector. It's a green sector again. Oh dear, Lawson's getting a bit annoyed because of the traffic. But yeah, we're going to come around the long sweeping right-hander down towards the back straight with a car that weighs 14.6 kilograms extra than what it should do, unlike George Russell's car at the Belgian Grand Prix. Yeah. This is not great. As we're now getting blocked again by a Haas, this session is basically a write-off. Yeah, Liam's not happy about that either. They're going to come around the final corner, up towards the line. What is it going to be for Liam Lawson? I can't imagine it'll be anything higher than P21. For the moment, goes P16, but that is him out. And what's Behrman going to do? Is he going to go any higher than P22? Comes across the line. P17 for the moment. But there's 1, 2, 3 cars that will beat us. There goes Verstappen, there goes Leclerc, there goes Piastri with P21 and P22, P20 and P21 on the grid for the sprint race. As was it Verstappen that took pole in the end? No, it was Lando Norris that took pole, just like the real life Chinese sprint. Lando Norris on pole for the sprint race. We've definitely got our work cut out though in P20 and P21.
Well, it's a different format this weekend, with a sprint set to spice up today's events. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
Well, it's not too long now until the sprint around Shanghai, where we'll see who comes out on top.
Mediums for both drivers heading into the sprint, as the sprint works in an awkward way now, because we only have one session to get the cars set up properly.
Here we go, the sprint in Shanghai. It's lights out and away we go.
And away we go from P20 and P21. This carbon livery might be doing something, you know, as Lawson goes down the inside and up to 19th. Can he try and get up the inside of Magnussen for 18th? No, he's going to sit tight. We're going to go times 2 speed just because I've not got all year to sit here and watch us finish outside the points. He's not going to go for the Haas. He is going to go for the Haas. The Haas jumps out of the way and we're going to go up to P18 as Behrman overtakes Zhou. He's up to P21. And Zhou Guanyu is going to go past Ollie Behrman. That wasn't even a contest. Their car is so much lighter and more nimble than ours through the corners, as Lawson gets overtaken by Pierre Gasly. And Yuki Tsunoda is going to lock up, is he?
And there goes the steering.
Was P7. Oof, goes straight on. He's definitely going to lose a place to his teammate, but I don't know much more than that. Oof. Behrman and Magnussen have come together. I mean, if the race was to finish like this, both cars would come home with some sponsor money, so I'll take it. And braking. Look. Yeah, he just turns in on Behrman. Behrman was on the apex. He just turned in. Right.
And clearly they're not.
Oof. Haas team not happy with that. As we got Yuki Tsunoda again, down in P13, was P7, now down in P13, going straight on at turn 1. And yeah, that was the end of the sprint. Not much happened. P19, P22. I don't actually know if you get sponsor money for the sprint race, but we'll take that. Our first sprint of the season, and we get P19 with Liam Lawson.
The competition out there was certainly tough today, and it leaves many coming away from the sprint empty-handed.
They ended up in P22, and that won't help their confidence whatsoever.
Well, it's annoying to think that P19 is a high for us, but it just is.
Qualifying is coming up.
But we move on into full course quality.
Raring to go.
Qualifying consists of 3 periods, with the slowest drivers eliminated after each one. With the pressure mounting, who can secure a strong starting position for the race?
Charles Leclerc has been a talking point for many of late. Karun, how do you think he's doing so far?
They were looking pretty sharp in practice and setting good lap times, so they're probably feeling fairly confident now. But a good practice time doesn't always guarantee a strong qualifying outcome.
Hold on tight, because we're getting underway.
It's quali time here in China for the Chinese Grand Prix, believe it or not. And we are going to go for 3 soft runs just to try and maximise our qualifying, because I feel like Q2 maybe was possible with a better lap, maybe no traffic, we would have got into Q2 in the sprint qualifying. But now we're on softs, whereas before we were on mediums. We have soft to use. Let's use them, let's do a good lap. Just blow me nose that. 24.4 for Lawson. For Behrman it's a 24.4, so they're evenly matched through the first sector. I believe Behrman's actually slightly quicker. Coming through the corners where the car was clearly slowest, through the double left-hander. It's a real technical track, this one. Do you set the car up for the corners in sector 1 and sector 2, or do you set it up for that straights? Tell you what, it doesn't matter how we set up our car, it is slow regardless. 29.5 for Ollie Behrman in sector 2, and I don't know what Liam Lawson set, but he's purple versus green, so he must be quicker. Down on the back straight, DRS, maybe even a distance slipstream from that McLaren that you can see on the mini-map. Coming through the right-hander. Brake in late, nice. Get to the apex, no lock-up. We take that, we take those up towards the line. What would it be for Liam Lawson coming through the final corner? Neat and tidy. Don't go over the track limits. No point deleting the lap at this point in time. Goes P1 right now with a 34.8. Ollie Behrman comes across the line with a 35.6, I think that was. Oh no, 35.3. Still terrible though, as they start their second flying lap in Q2. Q1 rather. I wish we could get to Q2. So we've not made... Oh yes, we have. We just had Japan last race. Where we got all the way to Q3 with Liam Lawson. So hopefully we can try and replicate something like that. Even though it's not raining, so that's basically going to be impossible. But I don't know why I'm watching these qualifying laps so slowly. But you can take in the sounds and watch Liam Lawson pushing at 100% with this car. Looked like a pretty tidy lap there for Liam Lawson as he comes up across the line. Doesn't improve. Improves time wise, not position wise, as Behrman does the exact same thing. As Logan Sargent, has he spun in the same place again? Yes, he has. Off the track he goes, speeding up throughout the spin and coming to a halt just prior to the barriers as we approach our final quali lap of the session with Ollie Behrman in visor cam. We need to improve here if we want any hopes of getting Q3, but I've got a slight Q2, but I've got a slight feeling that it's going to be. See, he's been blocked. That's his lap over. Yeah, it's going to be P21 and P22 here. It's definitely going to be P22 for Behrman, but Lawson might be able to do something about it. But yeah, not great. Really not great. Yeah, 25-0 compared to 24-7, 3 tenths down. There's no point even trying if you're that far back. And we'll go watch Lawson's lap as he comes through the final corner, ready to start. Just finishing his prep lap onto a push lap. He's complaining about impeding, there's no one near him, and he's on an out lap. Just making sure his radio works, I reckon. As he comes down the start-finish straight, DRS open into 8th gear. Bit sluggish on the straights, we're not even barely into 8th. Braking, down into 4th gear. Yeah, I think this is slightly bugged the way they just complained about being impeded. But Behrman is going to come across the line shortly. He's got DRS and maybe even a distant tow on a Ferrari. As Liam Lawson has gone slower, so I think this quali session is a write-off. And he's complaining about impeding again, whilst there's no one near him. Very, 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 very good. Yeah. Let's just speed to the end of the session and see what happens.
These guys don't get out of the way.
Would you believe it? P21 and P22 here in Q1. Let's start for race day, hoping for much better fortunes in the main Grand Prix.
The 56 laps of the Shanghai International Circuit await our drivers here in China.
Shanghai has seen its fair share of clashes over the years, one of which happened even before the 2005 race had begun, when Michael Schumacher collided with Christian Albers on the way to the grid, sending Albers into the air.
Shanghai International Circuit is a complicated low-speed track that demands high downforce. The series of rapid turns from 1 to 4 demands high grip, but the more the drivers warm their tyres, the more degradation they'll have to deal with. Race day has arrived, and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel. Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. Our attention shifts to Lewis Hamilton and what he can produce in this race.
Being 7th on the grid gives them a good advantage. This is a great opportunity for points.
And the time has come. Let's go racing. It's almost time for the Chinese Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
Lights out and away we go from 21st and 22nd. Behrman climbing up the inside of Lawson on his soft compared to Lawson's hards. Because we've gone different on the strategy, we've gone reverse of what we'd normally do to see if Behrman can actually improve his results. And he gets the place on Liam Lawson, but can't do anything more than that. P21 and P22 for now, although Behrman is going to have a look on the Haas. That was a spectacular move, but then the weight of the car really kicked in, and Magnussen decides that the track doesn't obey, the rules don't apply to him, and he can just drive wherever he wants.
And they squeeze by.
But then of course he goes and mugs off Liam Lawson a couple of laps later, so we're currently P20 and P22. Although that doesn't look like that's going to last for much longer. It's literally been 2 laps since he went off, and we're already back down to P21 and P22.
Now we're down at turn 9.
As Alex Albon, P13, fighting a Haas car, coming into the double left-hander, locks up, goes onto the grass, similar fashion to ground qualifying, and just can't do anything about it. As on lap 10, Lawson and Behrman are now having a fight, and Lawson's going to get the place on Behrman round the outside, so much more grip than what Behrman has at this stage. And Behrman comes into the pits on lap 12. End of lap 11 for him, obviously. Into the pits he goes. He's also Zhou Yu is in the pits, so it's not just him with this strategy. And coming to the pits, into his box, has the stake team running away. No doubt they've just delivered a 50-second pit stop, and they'd still probably be in front of us. This was filmed, by the way, before the new patch that's come out. Only Monaco and afterwards being filmed with the new patch, as there's a VSC now, and oh no. Oh dear. Oh, Behrman's out, and he's probably just absolutely mugged off his gearbox.
Game over.
Yeah, it is game over. He's probably going to have to take a grid penalty this season.
Yeah, copy.
Those crashes might mean that we have to cease the development of this car and just focus on next year's car. But at least Liam Lawson will get a cheap pit stop on this hard compound tyre. He'll go on to a set of the mediums, I think. Or another set of the hards. No, it will be a set of mediums as our tyres are colour changing again. I'm assuming that'll be fixed in the latest patch. He'll be currently on a 3-second pit stop. We've been a lap now, I think. And Kevin Magnussen is going to go for Liam Lawson again on lap 18, which he does. He's got him. And yeah, that's us back down to P21.
Now this was on the straight.
As Liam Lawson overtook Zhou Yu the Perez took the fastest lap whilst Zhou Guanyu was letting a lap car through.
The upshifts are degrading.
And Nico Hulkenberg is having a mechanical problem, which is new for this year inside this game.
Here we are going into turn 9.
Logan Sargent, is he going to pop another spin
The brakes couldn't cope.
through the first? No, it does the exact same mistake as Albon. Bit easier than what Albon did, as we're back into the pits on lap 37. As Bottas comes in, Ocon comes in, Sargent comes in, Lawson comes in. And I think Sargent's had a pit stop mistake for how long his pit stop's taken.
Here's Logan
Yeah, he has.
Sargent making the stop.
He was just in pit for ages. You can see the people still standing out in the box.
Oh, it's the rear left that's gone too loose though.
That was going to be a quick stop as well until that mistake. Just couldn't get the back left tyre seated properly. As we come into the pits, hoping for a good stop. Mediums. Oh, that's not a quick stop. 7.8 seconds. Yeah, okay. Alrighty then, that is race pretty much over. Watch it back. What was it? What was the problem? Sargent comes out the pit stops. Back right. All done. I just couldn't get it seated properly. In the same way that Sargent's guy couldn't get his wheel seated properly.
And that's the moment they lose it.
As Logan Sargent goes for another spin, I believe. Yep, there he goes.
Now we're watching Esteban Ocon here.
And Esteban Ocon goes for a crash, just like Ollie Behrman, I'm assuming. Yeah, off he goes, just like Sargent in qualifying, back of the car like Behrman. Gearbox and ERS, no doubt destroyed, as that is us home in P19. Actually beat Zhou Guanyu, one of the best results we've had.
Sometimes
And yeah,
you just have to accept that it's not going to be your race.
They'll be very disappointed to have had their race end early. No driver wants that to happen, but now they just have to look forward.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And that's the podium complete for the Chinese Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though. Coming up next, the teams will be taking a trip to the Sunshine State. The Hard Rock Stadium is laying down the track for a captivating race at the Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah, just disappointing really, our pace. Not much to say about it. Still P20 and P21 in driver standings because Zhou hasn't been able to get a P17 finish yet. And Haas have actually overtaken Stake Sauber, Asda, Formula 1 team. And yeah, just not much to say. Disappointing. Slow. Nothing to do. The race ends up simulated as we drop to 9th in the pit stop championship. We're dropping in every championship. Both our pit stops were half a second off the best today. We need to do better than that. We do get 222 grand though for finishing P21. We actually probably could have gone for P20, or we could have gone for P20 above. I didn't know that at the time. Behrman and the 2 affiliates have gone up in rating. Suspension design is complete. And Diego Tondi is going to get a contract offer from us. And because this was filmed before the patch, if he rejects it, it doesn't matter because it won't let us negotiate against it. So yeah, signing bonus of 500,000. Oh Christ, don't go a million. Yeah, 550 or just 500. Oh, 400, 300. Yeah, get it as low as possible. Allow him to decline in 28 days. And then we'll go for Neil Howdy. We'll go 1 million. What does he want? 3.5 million. We'll take that. Signing bonus doesn't really matter to him. new pit stop, chance of mistake going down. Pit stop time's going to stay the same, but car building is going to go down, which is fine because it's only Bearman that's ever going to need car building anyway. But yeah, it is what it is. Not great race, not great pace. There's nothing we can do. However, we go to design a lightweight underfloor, I believe. Is this going to be the lightweight underfloor? I can't remember, this was so long ago. Yep, lightweight underfloor, here we come. This will be on for Monaco. It'll be the Saturday of the Monaco weekend. But we should be able to develop it for Canada. Unless, I don't know, the drivers keep crashing and we don't have enough funds. It's just underfloor. And then we should do chassis if we want lightweight chassis. Put all the resource time into it. As much as we can. Drop the weight as much as we can. That'll do. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for more F1 Manager 24. With hopefully better fortunes. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.